understands the vision that you have and is there to cultivate that within you.
Word. That's a fact. So let's get to the real estate gems, right? So, what type of real estate do you do?
Nice. Great question. So we do off-market wholesale real estate, right?
What does that mean? I don't know. None of that mean.
Okay,
what does that mean?
So that means that we work we work direct to seller, right? And what we do is we assign contracts over to end buyers. So you have one document.
Corey, we don't know what that means.
Oh, you're right. So
like, give us an example.
Okay.
Walk through this process.
So the
if
process.
I own a house. What
okay,
happens
so you own a house. Let's say Aaliyah has a vacant property or a tenant-occupied property in Petersburg,
What's a
Virginia.
vacant property?
So a vacant property is a house with nobody
one is
in
there.
occupied
Yes.
living in the property, right? So she owns the property. Hey, I give her a call. Hey, how you doing, Aaliyah? My name is Corey Vickers. I work for VA Home Offer. I was giving you a call about your property. I was seeing if you were interested in possibly getting an offer on it. I'm going to try to work to get the timeline, right, of when she would be interested in selling. Is this something that she want to sell in March or at the end of the year? I'm going to find out a little bit about the motivation, right, of outside of just the price, why are you looking to sell your property, as well as, of course, the price, the condition of the property as well, be able to get some of this information from you to understand where you're at, be able to give you an as-is cash offer, not that I'm buying the house, but we come to an agreement on a single page paper. It's in second grade English. It's very easy to understand, and we'll walk through all the agreements that we're going to come to. I'm just going to buy your house for $50,000, but I do the math and the ARV, the after repair value, right? And I do 0.75 of that to give myself a little bit of margin, right? Just buying, like, let's say you don't want to buy a pair of sneakers for full price. You want to have some margin there. And then you minus your repairs in that property as well, based on the square footage. And then that's the offer that you would give them, and you would give your margin as well. So, or some people from a simpler, just say, what is the as-is value? If other houses in your property's condition in Petersburg sells for $50,000, all right, I'm gonna minus $10,000 to that, or $15,000, and I'm gonna give you an offer for $35,000, and then sell it for $50,000. So we make money being a middleman in a transaction between a property owner such as yourself, me as the middleman, and I sell it to an end buyer who's like a landlord or a fix and flipper like you guys see on TV.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. So we make offers all day long. We talk on the phones, make offers, and then sell in between. And we don't have to actually buy the property. We're able to assign our contract rights over and make the money in between. So we've done deals from $33,500, $21,000 deals. We've done months, $96,000 in 1 month. $58,000, $77,000. Of course, it's ups and downs, right? If you don't stop marketing, you start continue doing what got you that success. Next month you can make $5,000. Next month you can not even close a deal, right? So I'm not gonna sit here and tell you a story that's every single month, but depending on the type of work that you put in, the process you put in place. So was that a good explanation of the business?
It was a great explanation. I'm gonna just break it down. So you do wholesaling real estate, right? And basically what you do is so let's say you reach out to somebody who owns a property that may not be in its best condition or whatever, right? Like deemed like vulnerable, right? And you'll reach out to that person. You'll put an offer for that house for, let's say, for $10,000. In return, you'll go sell that house to somebody else for $15,000, and you collect that $5,000 profit.
Right. So we sell the contract rights.
Oh no, you sell the contract rights. So you never really buy the house.
Right.
You sell the contract rights.
Right.
How come the end buyer doesn't just go get the house? How do you protect yourself to make sure that the end buyer doesn't just go get the house for that original offer? Nice.
So the way that you do that is you have a contract now. So you have a legal binding agreement that you have fiduciary responsibility, basically that you are the middleman in this transaction, that you're actually buying the home. So he can't go directly to the seller because you already have the agreement that they've agreed.
But what if they never sign the agreement?
So that I wouldn't market to the buyer unless I have the agreement with the seller. So now I have a document that says, Aaliyah, you're selling me this property for X amount at this address at this closing title company. So I have the rights to buy your property, and I could file like a memorandum with the county that clouds the title. So then that end buyer can't go back around my back.
So that's where the liability, the protection is.
Right. And a lot of these buyers, they want to do business. They're not in the business of trying to go behind you. They're in the business of keep feeding me business so I can build out more rentals or build out more flips.
Yeah, but I guess my thing is like, what if I want to get something for a cheaper price, why not just keep going? Why go to the source, and cut off the middleman? Right? Is it the contract that saves you?
Yeah, the contract saves you, and then just that business model, right? Not everybody in all business can do every single part of the business. So I may specialize in marketing and sales and, getting after it and being on the phones and the hard part they don't want to do. Negotiating, caring, talking to the seller, spending money on marketing. Some people say, yo, bring me the deal. The numbers make sense. I'm going to make XYZ after I fix it. Let's go. I can't, but they may not want to get in the business of running marketing campaign, driving for dollars, pulling out data, getting phone numbers, skip tracing, and talking all day. They may want to say, I'm going to raise the money and fix the house. Corey, bring me the deal.
So on average, like on a monthly average, it don't have to just be you, but how much money can you potentially make doing wholesale real estate?
So I would say, of course, it depends on how big your team is, right? If you
and what's the team like?
Like your employees. So throughout the whole process, I always have virtual assistants, whether in the Philippines, Costa Rica, Mexico, India as well. So I would say, to be very transparent, there's two different lifestyles in this industry, guys. There's a lifestyle of the virtual digital nomad lifestyle where you have a bunch of virtual callers. They're calling the data. So you would pull out the data of homeowners, tired landlords, old owners that don't live in the home, absentee owner data, and you would call it or you would text it or you would send mail to it or you would do Google ads to it or run PPC. There's all different marketing that you guys could do research on what that is. But let's say you average maybe 2 to 3 deals a month. I would say you probably do about $20,000 a month. If you're a guy that's able to push out 7 to 10, then that's when you get to 6 figures a month.
All right, let's go. So let's give some sauce. So you remember how you went to Isaac Grace event, right? You got the sauce and you was able to get started. Give the people the blueprint.
Okay, right? Nice. So the blueprint really is
and break it down.
I'll break it down. So I would say the biggest game that I could give in terms of you need to be really locked in on these 4 or 5 metrics. One, when you get into this business is really staying on top of your talk time, right? Like how many hours a day are you actually talking to sellers, right? If you're going to get into the nitty gritty, this is the foundation of real estate. This is where you are in control because, like we talked about, you can actually start buying rentals. You can start doing flips as well, and you get it at cost. But the biggest thing I can talk to you guys about is your KPIs, one, right? You want to do at least 2 to 3 hours of talk time, right? Every single day. Key performance indicator. One is that you're calling for 2 to 3 hours a day, that you're making.
These are different people that you're
calling. Different sellers.
From the list.
Okay. Right? Or that come back from texting. If there's 6, 7 people that week that said, hey, I want an offer, you call them and you talk to them.
So so we got the call. What am I saying on a call?
Nice. So on the call, you'll have really a sales script. I think that's been the big game changer for me the last 3 years is having a sales script. Some people love to just flow and kind of talk about, hey, how you doing? Talk about the timeline, the condition, the motivation, and, basically get all that information.
So if I was a seller, what would you say to me right now?
So if you were a seller, we actually have a script as well. So I would, basically start off, like I said, how you doing? And then first I would give you my contact information so you don't lose my phone number. Then I would get into a little bit of the really outside, why you want to sell your property.
So let's
okay, we're role play. Okay,
all
sweet.
Right, let's do a call. All right, so call me.
Okay. Hello, Aaliyah, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. This is Corey Vickers. Did I catch you at a good time? I do respect your time.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, my name is Corey Vickers. I was actually reaching out about your property. I was seeing if you were interested in possibly selling your property.
Yeah, I was looking into it, but I just been pretty busy, so I didn't really know where to start.
Okay, no, I understand, man. It's definitely been busy lately. So I actually work for a local company, so we actually buy properties to fix them and sell them, or we buy properties to fix them and hold them. Do you think your property would be a good fit for something like that?
I think so. We were looking to sell, and we were looking to support a local company.
Okay, awesome. That's great. So some of the benefits of working with us, and we are local, which is really good. So you maybe shake someone's hand on my team as well. But we do work virtually. But some of the benefits of working with us is that we do buy the property as is. So you don't have to fix the property at all. You don't have to fix the roof or the bathroom, the kitchen. There's also no realtor fees involved as well. So that's 6% you actually don't have to pay for. Again, there's no closing costs. So there's no closing costs involved as well, which is really good. Now, in a perfect world, do you have a ballpark on how much you were kind of looking to walk away with?
Like maybe about $100,000, $100,000.
Okay, about $100,000. Okay, understood. And in terms of the situation, is this property rented out? Is it tenants? Do you live in there?
I currently don't have anyone living there. No.
Okay, nice. So the property's vacant. We always like to say if the property's vacant, it's easier to show, it's easier to sell, which is really good. And like you said, you want 100,000. Okay, well, instead of kind of walking inside the house for a second, can you tell me a little bit about the outside of the property? Like, is there anything wrong with the structure of the home outside?
No, it's just, old. It's been here for years. This used to actually be my mom's house, and then she passed it. Nice. She passed it down to me.
Nice.
And I live somewhere else now, and
sweet.
So it's just there. And I did want to sell it, just to generate some level of payment or income from it and get it out my hands.
Okay, nice. And now, is this neighborhood, is it more renters in this area or more owner occupied?
It's more owner occupied.
Nice, owner occupied. Now, is there any speed limits in the front, or is it on the main road, or anything like that you can share that you may like about this neighborhood? Anything special?
I think the neighborhood is quiet. All the neighbors know each other. Very community-based neighborhood. We have local stores nearby.
Okay, nice. Everything you're telling me, I'm writing it down. It goes to my underwriters so they can kind of get you an offer. Now, really quickly, kind of walk me inside the property. Now, I know you said you don't live around town, but the inside of the house, is it still in the year of the house? Like, is it still in this 90s, 2000s condition?
Yeah, it's just about, I haven't done any new renovations or anything like that.
Okay, awesome. And what are the floors like in the property?
Just old wood floors. They're pretty sturdy, still fine, but definitely probably need some work if somebody wants to resell it.
Okay, nice. What about the kitchens and the bathrooms?
The kitchens and the bathrooms, they work. It's basic. It's basic. Nothing new, but it works.
Okay, nice. And it's a little outdated?
Yeah, I would say yes.
Okay, you say it's outdated as well. Okay, thank you for letting me know. I'm actually writing all this information down, like I said earlier, and it's actually going to our underwriters so we can get you an offer. Now, is there anything else inside the property that we should know that may need to be updated, or anything that you've personally updated, or?
No, I would just say definitely like the kitchen and the bathroom. If someone is looking to resell or rent this property, I would probably need some work. Okay. Probably a little electrical work.
Okay. But yeah. Nice. Now, our average close time is about 30 business days or less. Is that okay with you?
Yeah. I was looking around the same.
Around that time? Okay. Awesome. Now, are you looking to leave any personal belongings in the property?
I don't really have much there because I don't live there, but my mom did leave like a couch and stuff like that, which you guys can keep, throw away. It's up to your choice. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Well, like I said, thank you for everything that you shared with me. Now, I'm actually going to get this information to my underwriters now. So what we do is we put them on a quick hold, right? So just like if you're on hold with the grocery store, the doctors, someone puts you on hold, that means you really want to sell. So I put you on hold for a second to really test your motivation. Like if Aaliyah says, yeah, I'll stay on hold for a second. Okay, I got someone that has a vacant home. She doesn't live there. She doesn't have any emotional attachments. Her mom gave it to her. It needs updating. She knows a price. She wants 100,000. Bang. So I come off hold. Then I would say I would go into. I know we're on a limited time, but then I would go into the age of the hot water heater. What's the age of the roof? What's the age of the electrical, plumbing, HVAC? Really, over the phone, a lot of the business is virtual. So we understand the age and the condition of the property. We don't even have to go look at the property. I would say the virtual sales model is the best model because you don't actually have to physically go see the property. Now, when I ask about the inside, then I would ask again, like, is there anything else that you still need to figure out? Right? She may say, hey, no, Corey, I don't need to figure anything out. Right? Then I will go into, I know it's a kind of a process, but then you would, kind of, again, tell them the process. Hey, we're going to sign a 2-page agreement. After the agreement, I'm going to send someone on my team to go out there and take photos of the property. Well, Corey, how are you going to do that without seeing it? Well, if you're very honest with me about the condition, then it should match. If there's anything that comes up on our inspection period, we're going to have an open, honest, transparent conversation about it and move forward from there. And then our title company will start a title search, and then we'll get to closing. It's really that simple. So then put them on hold one more time, come back, give them the benefits again, and then we give them an offer.
If the client doesn't agree with the offer, what's your motto of like getting them to agree? Is it just like a
stop playing? You playing around too much. Like, you want to do something, you want to make the money, you want to build wealth because it look cool, but you're not serious because you know what I got, and I got something for you. The Blueprint for Investing, Volume 1, created by me, Aaliyah Duah. It gives you a step-by-step guide on how to get started investing in the stock market. See, if you want to really build wealth, you got to put your money into things that's going to work for you, right? Because the job money cool, but you want to make the money work too, right? So it's going to give you a step-by-step guide, investing tools, the apps to use, everything. And the best part is, I know you don't like to read, so I only made it 28 pages. That's it, right? 28 pages, and you getting yourself some wealth of knowledge. So make sure y'all tune in, get your copy today, and go to financialrevolutionn.com. Let's get it, y'all. Back to the episode.
So let's say we say, hey, I could do 30,000. You say, Corey, that doesn't work. Well, I totally understand. Now, this is what the underwriters have authorized me to spend, Aaliyah. Now, before I go back to them and let them know that you're not coming off that $100,000, where do you need to be at price-wise to be happy, right? And then you would ask, is that the best that you think you can do? Okay, now, if I'm able to get you that number today, are you ready to move forward today on this purchase sale agreement?
This is like buying a car. Like how they get you. Yeah, this is like, wow. So, and that's the process, the whole process.
That's the process. So then they say, hey, Corey, look, I can do this number. And then you kind of work your numbers and see if you can make a sense. And then you take them, hey, okay, great. Well, I'm going to send you over this purchase sale agreement. You go over the agreement with them. You answer all the questions with them. Right now, you don't want to just be sending out contracts thinking they're going to sign it. Or if you do FedEx it to them, right, virtually, make sure, hey, we set a time Saturday at 1 o'clock. We're going to read this agreement with you and have you click on DocuSign and sign and get it ratified.
So how do you get people to trust you even though they never met you? They never seen you in person. This is like over the phone. And I'm pretty sure they've been called multiple times by other companies. So how do you gain that trust from them?
So I think the biggest thing that gains that trust is truly finding common ground in that sales process. I know a lot of people in sales just say build, rapport, but even the small things that we talked about, from you living somewhere else, maybe me asking questions about that, but all the questions need to line up with me getting you to the end goal of wanting to do business with me. And I think having an actual sales process, anyone that's doing sales, having a particular script or flow will give them that trust in you, because they know, okay, this guy doesn't sound like these other people that are talking to me over the phone in different countries or in America, where it's like, okay, all right, you want 100? All right, I'll see what I can do. You having a legitimate sales process is what builds trust. And at the end of the day, in sales and negotiation, they have to like you, trust you, respect you, want to do business with you. And then negotiation is two people that have that out the way and being able to come to some type of agreement on that number, and you educating your seller as well on what's selling in the area, educating them on this needs to be done on the property. Like, this work needs to get done. Everything is outdated. Your property's X amount of square feet. It's going to cost around $60,000 to $80,000 to fix it. Houses in the home sell for X amount.
So. Wow, that makes sense. Right. So what's the quickest time frame you ever closed the deal?
So the quickest time frame was probably maybe 2 weeks back in the day. Now it's 3 weeks.
Okay. So, all right. So I love this. So you explained the first part. So now, how do you now find the buyer?
Great
so you
question.
got the seller, you did that process, and we closed. That was a great. Now let's do the role play as if I was a buyer.
Okay,
right.
Nice.
Now, what's the next step after you get the seller to do the contract?
Okay, great. So now your seller signed. They want to do business with you. You get the contract signed. You send over a CC email to your title company, and you tell them, hey, this is a new seller.
What's the title company?
So a title company is the person that is actually going to give you the money from the sale of the property. So you can work with a title company or attorney. It just depends on the state that you're in.
So they give you the money to buy the property?
No. So they handle the escrow process of distributing the funds and
making
moving
sure
the deed work over.
Correctly.
Yeah, so I would take your agreement, me and Lee agree to, and I would send it to, let's say we're here in Petersburg. We work with Danko's, Gordon, and Tucker. So we would have an email. We'll send the purchase sale agreement at $50,000 to Danko's and Gordon. Now the sellers, okay, these guys are legit. They sent my email. They sent the agreement to an attorney. All right, cool. So on the other side, right? And it's crazy because I remember when I was on campus and closed my first deal was $3,000. And I spent literally a whole month working a job for $1,500, not even $1,500. It was $1,000 every 2 weeks. I'm like, yo, this was almost a month and a half of work for one post on Facebook. So I'm going to say the basic way we did it back in the day was we would just post it on Facebook, get the photos, tell the price you want, put it on Facebook, put a lockbox on it, and make sure your buyers get in there. People are going to blow your phone up. Now, the thing is, a good deal is going to sell itself. You don't have to do much. They're going to tell you 70, 80, 100, whatever number it is. They're going to come back, give you a bunch of offers, right? And you can get it sold. They send you an agreement. They put an earnest money deposit in, and then you wait about a week or two, and then you get your money.
But where are people finding you though? Because I'm a college student. Who do I have on my page that is looking to buy real estate?
So this is when you put it on Facebook Marketplace. So
okay.
Facebook Marketplace and Facebook group chats. as well. Now, a more advanced way, I know college student, but you can start pulling out the data of cash buyers in your area. So we're in Petersburg. You can pull out for maybe $100 to $200. You can pull out a cash buyers list of property owners in Petersburg, and then skip trace the phone numbers and call them like, hey, how you doing? My name is Corey Vickers. We're actually wholesaling right now. Was looking to see, what are you looking to buy this year? Or you call them and say, hey, look, I got a deal I just picked up. Here's the details on it, and you can send it out. So that's a great question, right? A lot of us don't have buyers in our network pool. You can go to free Facebook Marketplace. You can go to Facebook real estate group chats in your area, or you can pull out cash buyer data and reach out to these home buyers as well.
All right, so where do you find the sellers list, where like you'll find the vacant homes and the people who are old buyers, and where do you find the cash buyers list?
Nice. So yeah, great question. So there's a lot of different websites. Again, a lot of the data in America is kind of on a lot of different websites. It's about which niche data that you're going after. I know in real estate you always hear people like pre-foreclosure, this, that, and the third, but so websites really good at ListSource.
Listsource.com.
Listsource.com, propstream.com, batchleads.com. You can also go to like Lead Cruncher. They say for every 10,000 records that you pull out, you should be able to get at least 10 leads. And out of those 10 leads, you should be able to convert at least 1 or 2.
So how many calls is that a day?
So what we do is, and I've always done this, I've always had a cold caller in the Philippines for $4 an hour, make cold calls. So I don't cold call, I call sellers that already have verified owners and verified some interest of wanting to sell. So
okay.
Maybe like 50 to 100 calls a day.
That's okay. That's gems right there. Where do you find these Philippine people, and how do you pay them $4 an hour? What does that process look like?
Nice. So you can go to like someone has just asked me about it. I haven't used it in a while, but like Fiverr. You can go to findfilipinoworkers.com. You have a lot of different Facebook chats now for Filipino, different countries where they offering cold call services. You also have cold call companies. I started working with Eric Klein cold callers as well, where you could pay for his services. They do that, and now you have a worksheet, and they just send you leads.
But how do you know, like, what are you telling them? How do you know that they're actually doing the calls? They're sending you legit leads. Like, what's the metrics there?
Nice. So the metrics there is, again, the same metrics that we have from the amount of calls they make, listening to their calls as well.
Oh, you can listen.
You can listen to their calls on websites like Call Tools, different softwares that they make the calls on. You'll get a recording of all the calls they make, and you can listen to it, train on them, and train them on your sales process. So they're actually going in there, getting the motivation, getting the timeline condition. You'll hear me talk about that a lot.
And they speak American?
Yeah, they speak English for sure.
I said American.
And they've been doing it for years.
I'm tired.
Nah,
I
you're
said
good.
American.
It's a long weekend. And they've been doing it for years, guys. Like, if you guys are in this under 27 years old, these people probably been doing this for more than 5 to 10 years.
Wow.
Like, there's been people that have been working in sales for 10, 20 years in the other countries.
Okay. All right. So I love that. That was a great breakdown of the process.
Yeah.
So I would say, like, what are some of the biggest things that you've learned so far that have taken your business from, like, college student? I was making $80,000 in college. I can only imagine how much you're making now. Like, how did you grow?
So I would say the ability to let go of your business and I don't want to say just invest more in the business, but actually be more